This is a Newsweek article that says exercise can increase intelligence, but it can also heal emotional pain. And this is what I want to talk about. This fellow here, Bob Livingstone, he was telling this story about being 56 years old, and he was doing his run. He was a runner, and he thought about how he was going to be 56. He was still 55, and he thought about his dad, how his dad died at 56 years old, and how that still made him very sad, that he grew up with so many years without his father. And it really hit to home with me because I'm 57 and my dad died when he was 58. And in the next birthday, I'll, match the same age as my dad, and the chances of me outliving him are pretty good. And what would he want me to think of him? Would he want me to be sad, to never celebrate his life? And when this guy was doing his run, he was thinking, working this through, this emotional trauma, and he said this: I am probably going to outlive you, Dad. I've learned so much from you after you left us. I learned how much we loved each other. I learned the importance of living in the present and how sacred each moment is. I sense that it is fine with you if I live longer than you did. The power of love lives forever. Even death cannot take it away. What a beautiful thought that is. And I know if I talked to my father tomorrow, he would want me to outlive him. Oh, yes, he would. But you know what else he would? He'd be so proud that I lost weight. He'd be so proud that I'm getting healthy. Because as a parent, your mother might look at you and say, oh, I wish my daughter would lose weight. Or, it's hard to be a parent of someone like myself who was in the 300s. And it's good for them to see us be healthy. It's good role models for everyone in our life. And this is a good exercise too if you're angry about something. You get on the treadmill, you get on the exercise bike, and you work it through in your head. Let's say something happened at work, some injustice with your job, and you're working it through while you're exercising. You're dealing it with it, and the exercise goes even faster. Sometimes if you're just listening to music, you're not really dealing with the emotional issues. Those endorphins start kicking in. Use exercise, even a long walk. Many times I have conversations with God when I'm walking, and I'll say, what about this? What about that? God doesn't want us to beat ourselves up, but he does want us to deal with things and move on. This is a beautiful article by Max Lucado. Am I saying it right, or is it Tai Che? Is that Lucado?
Yeah.
You say Lucado, I'll say Lucado. All right, Max Lucado. Beautiful, beautiful. And I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it talks about choosing. If we're free to choose. And we can choose love, we can choose joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness. But here's the part I want to read. I am a spiritual being. After this body is dead, my spirit will soar. I refuse to let what will not rule the eternal. I choose self-control. I will be drunk only by joy. I will be impassioned only by faith. I will be influenced only by God. I will be taught only by Christ. I choose self-control. And when we're eating that full bag of chips, if we're going there eating all the Halloween candy, are we choosing self-control? And you might play the mind games. Well, they're so little I can eat 10. It's only the size of a real candy bar from the 1950s. No, we do not do that. It was funny because they gave away free cider at work. So I was in the break room, so I go in, and the first thing I did was I whipped it around, and I started looking at the label, and somebody goes, what are you doing? I go, well, it's 120 calories for an 8-ounce glass, and these look like 32-ounce glasses, so that would be like 600 calories like for a glass of cider. She's like, why are you doing that? Why are you reading it? She goes, then you'll know what's in it. And I said to her, I want to know. But I really wanted some cider, so I had an 8 ounce serving of cider. I'm done with cider for the year. I'm done. You drink a gallon of cider, you might have more problems than the calories if you're drinking All right. So, then this is big, huge news. I want everyone to pay attention. I finally found her. It took me 3.5 years. I found the patron saint of weight loss. Her name is Saint Margaret of Cortona. Saint Margaret of Cortona, healer of eating disorders and obesity. So this is a beautiful little novena. There's a little bio on her life. Now for those of you who aren't hardcore Catholics, all a novena is for 9 days. You start, like say today, that would be day 1. And for the next 9 days you read, it's very simple because it says, look at this, first day. And then look at it says second day. It really will walk you through this novena. Very, very good if you pay attention. And at the end of 9 days, and again, there's nothing wrong. I say, I do it for the Pray It Off group, but I also do it for myself. Why can we not pray for ourselves? We can do that. So listen to do this novena. And remember last week I talked about how 1 serving of the soup was 290 calories and it was 3/4 of a cup. This is carrot, tomato, and zucchini soup. 1 serving is 104 calories. And the whole thing, let's say, makes 7, because it's 6 to 8 servings. So you could have half of it for like 300 and something calories. That's a meal. See, what I've decided to do is there's some times where I don't want to have 3/4 of a cup of something. I want a lot. So you make something like this, and what's in it? Onion, garlic, carrots, zucchini, tomatoes, low sodium broth, and then you might say, Ellen, I don't have any cilantro. Leave it out. No one's going to kill you if you leave it out. Then you can have, and look at low sodium too, especially if you get that low sodium chicken broth. So try that. Now, one of the things that people always tell me in this group is how it's other people in their lives that cause them to gain weight because they're mean to them, they give them pressure, they put too much demands on them, or they're jerks to them. And one of the things I thought of is that there's all kinds of people in the world. And then this song just came out of nowhere because there are people that would literally die for you, and then there's somebody else who's going to lie to you every chance they get. And one of the things that it says in this song is maybe someday we can put the past away. And it's funny too because I talk about my childhood and you might say, oh, Ellen must have had it so rough. I really didn't, because I transcended a lot of things and I made sure that I overcompensated by being very popular and very outgoing. But what I did do very bad is I pushed things in. I didn't deal with it. So that's what I'm encouraging us all to do, is just to deal, let it go. Deal, let it go. Let's listen to this song. Thank you, Bobby. And let's pray.